taxes are based on a couple different factors, and there is a calculator online for the Martin County tax appraiser, and we can try to put a link down below if possible. So what you'll factor in is what you purchased the house for, what the assessed value is per the county, the location of the property, and will you plan on homesteading? So homesteading means making this your primary residence. And in Martin County, that means you get a credit on your taxes or a deduction. And then you also get capped. So they can only raise your taxes a certain percentage every year. With values going up as fast as they are, capping it is good because it's going to keep your taxes as low as possible. So I bought in September 2019 for $337,000. So my taxes, and I'm homesteaded, so I've got the discount. We are paying last year $4,450 is what we're paying for our taxes, just to try and give you an idea of where we were for a house at that cost. So another thing that you can do within your taxes, there's a new program called PACE. And basically, if you wanted to get new windows or roof, anything that's like energy efficient, you can apply within the state. It has to be within certain counties. So you have to make sure you fall within those guidelines. But there's a lot of locations that will allow you then to basically pull a loan, and it gets put into your taxes so that you're paying on it every year. That's another thing is, as an agent, we try to know what areas that's happening in, and we do our research, because what we don't want is to say, hey, this house has brand new hurricane windows and you pay top dollar for it. And then you find out in your taxes, you're still paying. So now you're paying twice. So we just want to be aware of that's a new program that some agents just don't know about yet.
Yeah, the PACE program, and there's Y Green and some other different companies that hold those loans. And it's really important that you do work with a realtor who recognizes that, so that she can make sure that that assessment, which is what it virtually is paid at closing by the sellers. Mm-hmm. So they take care of that before you take it on. So when you're doing your own little Googling, we know you guys are Googling and you're on Zillow and Realtor.com and looking for houses. And you're like, I don't want to bother anybody yet. I'm just going to do this on my own. You're like, wow, taxes on Jody Dupuis' house that's for sale, which is not, are only $1,400 a year. And Jaime Schwartz is right down the road. She's paying $4,000 and her house is for sale too. I want the one with $1,400 per year. Guess what? When you buy the house, it's not going to be $1,400 per year. So my husband and I bought this house in 2012. And we homestead it, right? So we get an exemption for each of us. Plus they have like an extra exemption right now. So we're paying $1,402 per year. That is through our escrow account and our mortgage. So I don't have to come up with that all at once. I think you do the same thing, Jaime. Yep. I know you do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I pay a little bit each month towards the escrow, and then they pay that for me right away in November when it's due for the discounted rate. Actually, it's not due until April, but if you pay in November, you get a discount. That's something that working with us, we're going to help you with. I think that's a really common thing that people are looking at when they're doing their own thing, kind of shopping online, which is fine. But something to notice or to make note of is the taxes are not necessarily going to be for you, because like Jaime said, there's the assessed value combined with the purchase value and whatever exemptions you have. So when I'm working with someone, I'm going to key in on that. And you're not going to get this from your regular old box bank. They're not going to even bother to tell you. They're just going to be like, whatever. We'll do a tax estimator or a tax simulator, whether it's Palm Beach County, Martin, St. Lucie. Go in there and see what you're going to pay, if you're going to make it your homestead or not, if you have portability to carry over from another homestead in the state of Florida, which would be a huge benefit, and see, here's what we're going to use to qualify you, which is what the current owner is paying. And here's what it's going to be next year when everything is reassessed approximately. Are you prepared for this much of a change? That kind of thing. Also want to help you out with exemptions if you're a veteran or a widow or older. There's lots of things that you can key in on that you can apply for. And that's something that I'm going to help guide you with after the purchase.
I love that you do that.
It's just an extra step. I wouldn't want somebody not to tell me that.
Yeah.
Right?
And I try to cover that stuff too. But, sometimes like for an agent, when we're in houses and we're talking about stuff like that, sometimes it doesn't really sink in because they're so excited about the house or the area, and there's so much information coming at them that sometimes it doesn't sink in. So it's good to have you also in the background doing the same thing, which is why I love working with you. Because I know that if for some reason what I'm saying is not sinking in, you're right behind me saying the same thing.
I'm there for those fine-tuned details. Okay, now that you've done the fun part, let's get back to this part that we have to work on here.
Yeah,
See what it's going to take and what that cost to carry the property will be over time. Because what's that thing go? Nothing is sure in life but death and taxes.
Yes.
You're going to pay the house off one day. Hopefully, right? Or you can, but those taxes are going to be forever. So you want to make sure that you have a really good firm grasp of what that's going to look like for you and your family.
Right. Yeah. When I first bought, I built a house in St. Lucie County, 2003, and we moved in and the taxes were like $800 or something like that. And I was like, I can afford this. No one at the bank, because at the time the builder had us work with a specific lender and it was a big bank. I think it was Bank of America. And nobody told me about taxes or anything. So we move in, we get our first bill with the new house on it, and it had tripled instantly. Yeah. And they also didn't roll it into my mortgage payment. So there was no escrow. So I had to come up with that. I was not expecting it. No one told me that that was going to happen based from land to all of a sudden the house, the value went up. So, having someone explain that, I realized really fast at 21 that it was so important to have the right people on your side explaining things because we can't know everything.
Again, this is not something you're going to do every day, but we do it every day. We're not perfect, but we're going to try and make sure we hit all of those points for you so that you don't have a big surprise like that. So with a builder's situation, they're giving you the taxes on basically what the lot is. Yeah. So that can really throw things off. And another thing I see, Jamie, is when people are comparing. So maybe they go to Bank of America or Chase. Maybe they bank with that bank. Hey, why not let them give you a quote for a mortgage? I like to take a look at what kind of estimate they're giving you versus what my real estimate looks like so I can kind of explain. Because a lot of times they're undershooting what those taxes are going to be. They're undershooting what the insurance is going to be. So they're showing you a mortgage payment, say with escrows, that could be $500 or $600 a month off when it comes down to it and things, work themselves out or even more. We don't have any state tax in Florida. Obviously, you guys have state taxes across the country if you're not from the area. We do hear from the people that are coming here, part of the reason that they decided to move is, to save on taxes. Sales tax, we could talk about. In Martin County, I think we're at 6.5%. Where we are in Hobe Sound, we're really close to the neighboring and bordering counties, Palm Beach County, St. Lucie County. Okeechobee County is not as close. That's the western border. You don't pay any sales tax when you buy a home, just a tidbit there in case you were wondering. Palm Beach County is 7%. So we're 6.5% here in Martin County, 7% in Palm Beach County. Hey, if you're buying a car and you're looking at Palm Beach County versus Martin, maybe something to think about. That 0.5% tax could make a big difference in your purchase.
So this is our sales tax. We're number 21. That's not bad in my opinion.
I don't think so either. Oh my goodness. Look at some of these. Look at California and Washington. Holy crap.
We're right in the middle. I'd say that that's a fair location for us.
Especially for the quality of living that you get here.
That's what I was going to say. We have a high quality.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
There certainly shouldn't be a decision of whether you move here or not. Property taxes, 13, pretty good ranking for property taxes.
We're just above California and we definitely beat out Texas, but I'm shocked. I'm not really shocked, but it's different to see Illinois and New York and the whole Northeast. I mean, this would explain why we're seeing so many people from the Northeast from here. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot more Texans and California too, and Illinois.
Income taxes. We didn't talk about income taxes because it's not really a thing here in Florida.
But I look at it because I'm constantly trying to find out, who is coming here and why are they coming here? Income tax is a big thing. I know that this will be changing. I'm sure it'll be changing over the next couple of years as states try to regulate all of what's going on that we were not expecting.
So there's only 8 states without income tax. Pretty interesting.
So when you're looking at all 3 of those maps, we're doing very well right in the center or on the best side.
Which is making us more attractive for people moving here.
Right, because it's across the board, it makes sense. Jody and I have used the YouTube channel. We have a private sector for buyers, so we can send over videos of homes or neighborhoods or streets if you've got questions, 360 degrees or not. So we're able to help. I closed, a lot of deals last year, sight unseen, because people couldn't travel. And we're still doing that because homes are going so fast. They can't get down here fast enough.
In this market, you've got to be ready as soon as it comes on. And then I have some clients with another realtor that I'm working with that the home is listed, but there's no showings until the open house. And then it's just like a huge free for all at the open house. Have you seen that too?
I've seen that. And a little heads up to the buyers out there who doesn't want their agent to be, running around for no reason. Like it used to be where you can go to an open house, you tell them I'm working with an agent, and then you tell your agent you like the house and you can write it up. But now I'm seeing where agents are writing in there, if you do not show up to the open house with your agent, or if I don't show up to the open house with my buyer, then I can't represent that buyer if they purchase it. There's now that going on where buyers have no clue that that's going on. They're just going into houses. It's not their fault.
Again, it's not a DIY thing. You need to have somebody on your side who's looking out for you and protecting your best interest, your liability, all of that. And that's what Jaime's here for.
Right. And it also doesn't go just for the best pricing. I'll say, right. I've represented buyers who understood that they were paying over what the current value was at that time. They understood, because we went over all the charts, where the market was, where the history of the area is. They felt comfortable making that investment. And months later, I ran numbers and they have plenty of equity in the house now. And it's only been a couple months. So I'm not saying that will work for everybody, but understanding like you might pay a little bit more up front, but knowing where we're going, maybe it's worth it to you just to be done and buy a house.
We'll help. Yeah, exactly. And we'll help you guys weigh out the pros and cons. And if it does work for you, if it doesn't, if you should wait, if you should jump. We have a client that we're working with now who has been looking for a long time. And he's in New York, up in Long Island. And he's like, oh, maybe I should just rent. The more we talked about it with him, no, that's probably not the best thing to do. He's going to actually probably just buy like a condo or something a little bit different than what he wants to eventually be in, just so he doesn't waste his money on rent. Get in, get a feel for the area. And then when he's ready to move into a single family home or the waterfront community that he's looking at, you can sell the condo or rent it out. So we'll help consult you guys with the best plan of action.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of single family home buyers switching over to condos because they feel like it's way better than rent. And rental, there's not a lot of inventory there either. And the prices are awfully high. So, and they want, 3-4 months in advance on top of your security deposit. You might as well use that and buy something a little bit more affordable. It's not perfect, but it gets you here. And then we can keep looking.
Yeah. If you're paying $3,000 to $5,000 a month in a rental seasonally, I mean, how quickly does that make more sense to you to just buy something? Because you don't want to, you work hard to save your money to purchase. You don't want to throw it away in a rental, and they're going to want first, last security, maybe a pet security on top of that. And then, 6 months in, where are you at? This has been really fun.
Yeah. It's our first Zoom video.
Listen, for Mortgages Made Easy, call me Jody Dupuis.
Our contact's in the information below. Reach out. Bye.
Hope you had fun. Hope this was informative. Let us know what you thought. Thanks.
Yes.